spent years trying to become the version of me everyone else would finally choose. I changed my voice, lowered my standards, carried weights that were never mine. And somewhere between proving myself to everybody else, I forgot who I was trying to save. Yeah. I gave more than I had smiled when I was breaking. Stayed when I was unwanted, apologized for things I didn't do. I kept thinking if I loved harder, worked longer, changed faster, someone would finally say, "You've done enough." But every finish line moved again. Every expectation found another reason to grow. I wasn't building a better life, I was building a version of myself that disappeared every time someone else's opinion changed. How many pieces of yourself can you lose before the mirror stops recognizing your face? I measured my value by replies that never came, by doors that never opened, by people who only noticed me when they needed something. I confused being needed with being loved. There's a difference, one empties you, the other builds you. I kept pouring into cups with holes in the bottom, wondering why I always ended up empty. Maybe the question was never, am I enough? Maybe it was, why do I keep asking people to answer a question only I can? Yeah, the turning point didn't come from someone choosing me. It came the day I chose myself, not with pride, not with ego, with honesty. I forgave the version of me who thought self-worth could be borrowed from strangers. I stopped shrinking to fit places that never made room for me. I stopped negotiating my peace for temporary acceptance, and slowly the silence inside me turned into confidence. Ever could. I tried to be enough, now I know I always was. Not because I'm perfect, because my worth was never waiting for permission. I keep learning, I keep healing, I keep showing up. Not to prove I'm valuable, but because I finally believe I already am. If you spent years trying to earn the right to exist, listen carefully. You were never created to perform for acceptance. You were created to live with purpose. Stop begging for seats at tables that celebrate your absence. Build one where your peace has a place. One day, you'll realize the person whose approval you needed the most was staring back at you in the mirror. The hardest part wasn't realizing I wasn't enough for everyone else. It was realizing I had spent years treating myself like I wasn't enough either. Every mirror became a courtroom, every mistake became evidence, every dream was cross-examined by fear, and somehow I became my own worst witness. I used to count my value by the people who walked away, ignored the ones who stayed, spent years chasing closed doors while the open ones waited patiently. I kept asking, why don't they love me? Never stopped to ask, why don't I? I wore exhaustion like proof that I deserved acceptance. But love was never supposed to be something you bleed for. Every single day I became an expert at shrinking, speaking softer, dreaming smaller, apologizing before I even made mistakes. I learned to disappear inside conversations, to laugh at jokes that hurt, to carry blame that belonged to someone else one day. I looked around and realized the person I abandoned the longest was me. You can spend years trying to fit into places that were never built to hold who you are. Yeah. So I stopped knocking on locked doors, stopped explaining my worth to people who had already made up their minds. I discovered peace is expensive. It costs the approval you thought you needed. It costs the version of yourself that survives by pretending. But what you gain is freedom, the kind no applause could ever buy. I call myself weak for crying, broken for hurting, selfish for resting. Then I imagine talking to a child the way I spoke to myself. I couldn't do it, so why was I willing to destroy someone I was supposed to protect? That question changed the entire way I live. Compassion started at home. Healing didn't happen the day I loved myself. It happened every time I refused to hate myself again. Every boundary, every honest word, every quiet choice to protect my peace became another brick in the life I was rebuilding. Now, when I meet people who are still running after approval, I don't judge them, I recognize them. Because I remember what it feels like to mistake validation for oxygen. I tell them stop chasing people who only notice you when you're useful. Build a life where your worth doesn't change every time someone leaves. Because the people who truly see you never ask you to become someone else first. If you're exhausted from trying to be enough, maybe you're tired because you've been running a race that never had a finish line. Stop, breathe, look around, everything you've been searching for. Maybe get the moment you stop asking the world to tell you who you are. I try to be enough now, to be real, not perfect, not flawless, just honest. I still grow, I still fall, I still heal, but I no longer measure my reflection, my rejection. Because I finally learned worth isn't something you earn, it's something you protect. And the person who needed my love the most was waiting inside me all along. If you've spent your whole life trying to become enough, listen carefully. You don't have to earn your right to exist. You don't have to perform for acceptance. You don't have to sacrifice your identity to keep people comfortable. One day, you'll stop looking outward for permission and discover the voice you've been searching for has always been your own. The strange thing about healing, nobody applauds it, nobody notices. The mornings you choose not to quit, the nights you forgive yourself, the moments you almost go back but don't. The biggest victories usually happen where nobody can see them. I stopped asking, what do they think? Started asking, what do I believe? That question Felt uncomfortable because I'd spent so many years borrowing my identity from other people. Every compliment made me feel alive. Every criticism made me question everything. I had handed strangers the keys to a house I was supposed to protect. No wonder I never felt safe. There are still days I catch myself wanting approval, wanting everyone to understand me. Then I remember even the sun can't convince everyone to come outside. So why was I destroying myself, trying to satisfy people who had already chosen not to see me? Peace arrived the day I stopped explaining my worth to those committed to misunderstanding. Battles aren't won by proving people wrong. They're won by finally believing. You don't have to start it celebrating small victories, the days I spoke honestly, the moments I said no without guilt, the conversations where I stopped pretending everything was okay. Those moments didn't make headlines, but they rebuilt a life. Fear almost convinced me I didn't deserve. Every boundary became a promise to myself. Every promise kept made trust grow strong. I met people who love me without conditions. They never asked me to shrink, never asked me to wear a mask. They reminded me that healthy love doesn't demand you become someone else. It gives you the courage to become more of yourself. For years I searched for acceptance. Turns out it had been waiting on the other side of authenticity. Maybe you don't need another achievement, another title, another person to tell you you're enough. Maybe you need one quiet moment to believe what fear spent years trying to erase. You survived, you grew, you are still here. That matters more than you know. If I could speak to the version of me who cried himself to sleep, I'd tell him stop carrying everyone else's expectations. Stop confusing acceptance with love. The people meant for your life won't require you to disappear to make room for them. I tell him one day you'll stop begging to be chosen, because you'll realize the most important choice was choosing yourself. If you spent years trying to earn your value, laid a weight down you were never created to live as someone else's definition of enough. Your scars don't reduce your worth. Your failures don't cancel your future. Your story is still being written, and maybe the best chapter begins the moment you stop apologizing for existing. Because I stopped running from the person I was meant to become. The mirror no longer asks for permission to smile. My heart no longer waits for applause. I finally found the peace I searched for in everyone else. It was waiting inside me the whole time. If nobody has told you today, hear this: your worth isn't measured by rejection. Your value doesn't disappear because someone couldn't recognize it. Diamonds don't become less valuable because they're buried, neither do you. Keep growing, keep healing, keep becoming. One day, you'll look back at the person who begged to be enough. You'll whisper, I used to think healing had an ending, a finish line, a moment where nothing hurt anymore. But that's not what healing became. Healing became choosing peace every single day, even when the old voices still knew my name. Some mornings the doubt returns, quiet, patient, where in the face of old memories it whispers, You haven't changed. You'll never be enough. I don't argue anymore. I don't fight it, I simply answer. I've heard you before, and you don't get to write my future. Because fear loses power the moment you stop believing every word it says. I look back at every version of myself, the child who wanted to be accepted, the teenager who hid his tears, the adult who carried everyone else's weight for years. I judged them today, I thank them. They survived the storms that brought me here. They weren't weak, they were learning how to keep breathing when life forgot to be gentle. Growth isn't becoming someone else, it's finally giving yourself permission to become who you've always been. Now, I would celebrate different things, peace over popularity, character over compliments, purpose over perfection. The applause eventually fades, the followers eventually leave, the trends eventually change, but integrity stays with you long after the crowd moves on. That's the life I'm building now, one quiet decision at a time. I still make mistakes, I still lose sleep, I still have days where confidence feels distant, but those moments don't define me. Because I finally learned that failure is an event, not an identity. I don't have to restart every time I fall. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is stand back up without apologizing for being human. To anyone still trying to earn their worth, please hear me. You were never meant to carry that burden. Love yourself enough to stop negotiating with voices that only know how to condemn you. Speak kindly to the person who's been fighting for your future every single day. That person is you. Today, I don't chase validation, I chase the life I'll be proud to remember, one built on honesty, compassion, courage. Not because it's easy, because it's real. If someone walks away, I wish them well. If another door closes, I'll keep walking, because my direction is no longer decided by rejection. It's decided by purpose. Maybe being enough was never the destination. Maybe learning to stop questioning your own value was. Maybe the greatest victory isn't becoming who everyone wanted, it's refusing to abandon who you already are. I'm finally living from acceptance, not searching for it. If you follow this journey, I hope you remember one thing the world will always offer you: 1,000 reasons to doubt yourself. Don't become one more voice against yourself. Become the voice that reminds you how far you've come. Keep walking, keep healing, keep choosing the life you deserve. One day, you'll stop asking, am I enough? Am I enough? Because the question will no longer need an answer. You'll simply wake up and live.